Hi, folks. This is CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. So I started on this canvas last night in a dual tone, uh, Bethalio blue, I guess is the name that I would pronounce it, and a titanium white. And I would just layer them over each other until I came up with this, let it dry. And it was kind of that's where I wanted the canvas to start with because everything's going to lay on top of that, just the way I treated it. And so, what's cool about that is that chalky finish looked a lot like the atmosphere today as I went outside to deal with the day. So, I continued layering as I came home this evening, just some layers of the blue on the canvas. And as you can see, I've created a really interesting a horizon here, a horizon line on this canvas, where above it, maybe you get the streaks of titanium white going off in the distance, creating a little bit of perspective. And I'm not quite sure where I'm building here, but I feel like this is going to be a sky and a skyline. And so where those bolder bits of titanium white are, I went and I've underscored with a bit of titanium blue. Uh, Not titanium blue. I'm sorry. What the hell am I talking about? Phthalio. I'm just blue. I'm just going to say blue. I like to call it Cthulhu blue because I can't pronounce the name properly. But just I want to be careful because I don't want to give the illusion of. I just wanted to show you how gentle that I touched on that and how subtle that effect is, but give a little bit of texture underneath that, a little shadow and perspective. Okay, I'll show you the name of this blue. Bethalio, blue. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to call it blue. It's the truest blue that I could find. And so before I get into adding other things, I kind of wanted to give a sense of, that halo. I mean, not a halo. So my mind works so easily distracted. I wanted to give a sense of horizon, and but I want a soft horizon as of now. So it's a little bolder, this color here. What's underneath it is kind of incidental to what's going on in this atmosphere right now that I'm going to be working up here, and I don't really know what the story is going to be told on this canvas. I do know that it is going to be it's going to have some sort of narrative. Whereas I was thinking, I could just do like an atmospheric, abstract kind of thing, and steady and form and balance and all that. But no, I think I like telling a narrative. The narrative that I tell, I have decided it's going to be lighthearted and kind of fun and not too serious. Whereas the first time I tried to do a series, and I did pretty well. It was a very serious, it was so serious, in fact, that it was about the banality of our seriousness. And I didn't even realize that at the time that I was creating it, but it was a panel story, a four panel, where the first panel is the uh, basically industry as a side effect of the population of mankind, and then the next panel, uh, and it was like okay, but the skylines are being, the trees are being replaced by pipes and buildings, and clouds are being replaced by noxious fumes from factories and you know uh, toxic steam, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was like, the side effect of population on the ecology of the world, which is serious, and we should all be concerned with that. Uh, and in the very next panel, I display something that's happening in a space scene where there's a great big giant meteor that cracks in half. A rock in space cracks in half and creates a massive destructive force that I show in the next panel, where buildings are being blown uh, to hell and back, basically, uh, uh, and kind of being obliterated. And then in the fourth panel, I kind of showed, which was the actual first one I did. It was basically the, you know, abstract structures off in the distance that could be mountains or they could be ruins of the buildings, and they're being overtaken by wild growth and everything. And so it was just kind of like the cycle of, hey, what happens, uh, you know, at in that kind of situation where a world is overtaken after humans, kind of inspired by that little series of what would the world be like after humans. But but I wanted to explore the banality. Yes, we need to worry about ecology, and there are things that we could do to be less abusive to our planet and more considerate, and leaving a better world for those human and non-human life that will be left behind to deal with what we do. And it is of great concern because it's not really the planet that people want to save, it's the human uh, life and animal, so what happens is that's great, it's wonderful to be concerned about those things, but in the grand scheme of things, there's only so much that we can do, and we cannot control what happens, like um, 450,000 million light years in space that will have potentially effects, throughout, the direction in which those forces head, and inevitably one of these days we're gonna have to deal with it here, that kind of stuff. So, but we get like effects from solar waves that are problematic for us. So you see, it was such a serious message. And this time I decided, and it's been a few years, and I've evolved as a person, and have gotten, uh, that's an important thing to worry about. Uh, but also to be aware of the banality of that concern in the overall grand scheme of things. Where do you balance what we should do as humans and what we should leave? Whatever. Um, it was basically just a narrative piece of 4 panels, and so what I decided to do this time was, if I do a collection and I want to work on things and I don't know uh, what the collection would be or the narrative or anything, that I wanted it to be a lot less serious and a lot lighter. It's a lighter hearted, So I'm going to be working with lighter tones and things like that. So even if there's even if there's anything that I want to address, that I feel, hey, it's important to address it, it's a crucial thing I need to address, I want to do it in a very haphazard, whimsical, non-startling, non-alarming kind of way, as of right now. Just the less serious pieces that I want to be working on. So that's where I'm going with that, and that's why some of the lighter colors. And we'll see with this. This is definitely just in the earliest stages. In the next few weeks, this will take form. Like with this horizon, you'll see this become more serious off in the distance as I get working with deeper and richer and more in depth, more stronger uh, hue within the tone, off in the distance, but at the same time a very fine tip brush to create the finest line, to create the most crisp horizon off in that distance. Very bold that we want to see the line, but we want it to be as fine as possible, but we want to be able to see it. And that creates perspective and distance. And that's kind of want to work what I want to work on when I want to work with the horizon like this. So with that being said, I love you guys. Love and light. Peace. Good night.